Three, two, one. Hello, buddies and friends. Welcome back to another episode of Medley with Maddie. And this is Decrypting Movies, episode number 31. And in this movie, we're going to talk about a concept movie called Synchronic. So it's available in Netflix, I guess, and I watched it maybe last week. So I had a lot of movies to talk about, but I thought I'll pick this movie because I like the concept and it stayed in my mind for long. So it's about a drug I have given in the description, right? It's basically about a drug pill that lets you travel through time, and people does not seem to know about this straight away. So it's a new product in the market, and they just consume it like heroin, opium, like any other drug. But then they receive a lot of calls, right? Paramedics. So the protagonist of the story is two paramedics. Basically, the ambulance. So in USA, it's you have the driver as well as couple of guys, and they are the first responders, right, to any 911 call if it involves getting them to the hospital. So these paramedics are the protagonists of the story. So they tend to get a lot of calls from different places around the city, and when they attend, they find people are injured in a weird fashion, or they are coming up with stories that are not believable. So, and then slowly, as the story progresses, we learn about this drug called Synchronic. It's something that is manufactured by some guy. It's not even a legal drug, so it's new in the market. It's called Synchronic, so it's like a tablet pill. And when you take it, especially the teenage population seem to travel through time, and it depends on the location and place where they are, and it's only for limited time, so it's like 7 minutes. So if you take the pill for 7 minutes, you're like high and you travel through time and you come back. But the There are two protagonists, right? One of them is a bachelor and he's like a playboy. Another guy is family man, so he has wife, an infant kid, and a teenage daughter. So her name is Brianna. So Brianna is basically like she disappears in one of the drug parties, and the bachelor friend, I think his name is Steve and Denny. So Steve is trying to find Brianna, right? So that's the second plot or the second half of the story. So Brianna goes missing, and Steve is also, through some unfortunate incident, he discovers that he's having cancer and he's battling cancer, and this gives him, capability to use the drug, as well as he is there is a condition from this cancer that he's actually in some way equivalent to the teenage population, teenage kids, because that allows him to time travel as well. So as you see, this drug only gives the teenage or adult kids to travel through time. So for the young, they don't travel through time, but they experience some variations in time. So it's something that not coherently, what do you say, put together. I think that's one of the drawbacks. So we do not learn it straight away. So we need to look carefully that okay, only the teenage are able to travel through time with the pill, but not the adults. So yes. And did Steve find Brianna and get back her? So that's the climax, and it's not kind of very sad ending, and also it's not very happy ending. So it's in between that thin line. And yes, as you heard, the whole story is about this pill. So it's a beautiful concept that a pill can let you travel through time. And especially when Steve is trying it out, like he is against these drugs, but he's having cancer, he's gonna die anyway, and his friend's daughter is missing, and he comes to know that he has this condition that will also allow him to travel through time. He's equivalent to a teenage kid. So he tries the pills and he discovers how he can do that, by doing trial and error. So first time he sits in a position, he goes to some place and he sees that. Let me just check. Okay, sound is good. So he observes that he went to a place where this Spanish, or what do you call, Europeans are basically going to other places and discovering. So he's on one of those spots where the soldier spots him and tries to kill him, but he comes back. And the next time he tries, he goes to the Ice Age. So the difference was that he was in different location. He was in the living room couch, and second time when he tried out, he was in bedroom or something. So he figures out that the where exactly you are being seated is matter. It's like it matters, and that's the way to go to different places. So he figures out that who, like, you can easily make out, right? So when Brianna went missing, wherever she was sitting, so that's the spot he has to go. And he times it, like he figures out that only 7 minutes you can be there, and that's the duration of the pill that will, after that, you the drug effects will wear off and you will come back to your world. And yes, a lot of these experimental observations he makes, and then he's prepared and he goes to the spot where Brianna was sitting and tries to figure out, goes back in time and tries to get her back. So it was interesting. So these segments were interesting, and as I said, there could be more scenes about this drug on others, but we only see flashes of a couple of, or we say 2 or 3 scenes maximum, and they tend to attend to a lot of emergency calls, right? So through their perspective, we see that how the general population has been affected by this drug. And also the scientist, I wouldn't say he's a scientist, he's just a chemist, I could say. Yeah, the chemist who invented this drug also comes after this drug, and he says that he got it, I mean, oh, he somehow manufactured it from a red flower in Amazon or somewhere. So that part, the origin was not kind of convincing. Maybe they could have hi, innocent Lakshman. Oh, you're very innocent. You named it. Hi, bro. Thank you for dropping by. Yeah, so that part, the origin of the drug could have been established or exposed more. I was curious about how could anyone manufacture such a drug that lets you travel through time. So he says that he couldn't test it properly, and he released it in a sort of hasteful way. So that is one drawback. And as I said, this particular observation that only the teenage or adult population can travel through time, and adult, I mean, teenage or a teenage population can travel through time and the adult can't. That was could have been more elaborately explained, I guess. Yes, apart from that, the performance are good. As you know, he's the new Captain America. I think Anthony Mackie, if I'm right. Yeah, I know him through that character. He's the, I think, I forgot his original character, but he's the new Captain America, I guess. And yes, he's a popular face now, but it's a good film. It's available in Netflix, and it's like 1 hour 40 minutes. It's a science fiction thriller. Doesn't have much boring moments, and as I said, it's a gripping storyline. It's about this drug, and the performances are good. So you have a very good movie, which is a very good contender for a 2 hour entertainment. You can watch it with your friends or family, or just alone. So it's a very good movie. Don't miss it out. And I hope you enjoyed this episode. Thank you, Innocent Lakshman. Thank you for dropping by. And yes, we have a lot more movies to talk about, and we'll catch it up. We'll catch up in the next episode. Until then, you're watching Medley with Maddie. I'm Maddie Dawson.